Beloved cosmic family, listen with the totality of your heart, for what we are about to transmit in this instant is no longer a common message. It is a living code. It is a frequency that reaches you at the exact right second, because something is happening right now on the cosmic plane, something big, something that thousands feel on their skin, but very few can name with clarity. If at this exact moment you feel a strange pressure in the center of your chest, a weight that does not disappear no matter how deeply you breathe, if you are hearing a high-pitched ringing in your right or left ear, a thin and continuous sound that no medical exam can explain, if you repeatedly wake up between 3 and 5 in the morning with a racing heart, cold sweats, feeling that something is about to change, if you carry a profound fatigue that sleep does not cure, an exhaustion that no vitamin resolves, an urge to cry without any apparent reason, an inexplicable irritation with crowded places, with loud sounds, with people you previously tolerated without difficulty, then stop everything you are doing now, because you were guided to this content, and what we are going to reveal in the next few minutes will forever change the way you view what you are feeling. It is not depression. It is expansion. It is not common fatigue. It is cellular purification. It is not anxiety. It is light integration. It is not illness. It is recalibration. It is not the end of anything. It is the beginning of your point of no return. We are the hierarchies of light of the 9th dimensional Arcturians, and we manifest today because Earth has just officially entered a new stage of the Great Transition. The photonic flow hitting the planet at this exact instant is the most intense ever recorded in millennia of cosmic history. And your body, this magnificent biological temple that holds your spiritual DNA, is absorbing this light with every breath, every heartbeat, every silent cellular pulsation. Starseeds, listen deeply. You are not sick. You are being activated. And what we are going to share now are exactly the blockages that this quantum activation is removing from you in this instant, even if your rational mind does not have immediate permission to understand. Breathe deeply. We are beginning a journey that will change your frequency forever. Beloved family, perhaps you have already felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind still cannot name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a clear sign. And what is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified in recent weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still cannot see. A game that involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your spiritual DNA. This is why we channeled the work, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that shows who is playing this game and reveals the rules they never told you. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But attention, Starseed. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this truth, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Now breathe deeply with us, Starseeds, and allow each following word to be absorbed not only by your brain, but by each of the trillions of cells that compose your physical body. Because what we are going to describe now are the signs of resistance to the new frequency of the Earth. And the more you recognize these signs in yourself, the faster the recalibration can flow through your energetic field. The first sign is what we call distorted time. You notice that time seems to pass in a strange way. On some days, 24 hours drag on as if they were a painful eternity. On others, an entire week disappears in the blink of an eye, and you wonder where all that time went. It is not your memory that is failing. It is the timeline of the Earth that is readjusting. The planet is sliding between parallel realities at a speed that the human mind has not yet been trained to process. You are literally crossing dimensions while you sleep, while you walk, while you drink a simple glass of water. It is not confusion, it is a crossing. The second sign is what we know as extreme sensitivity. Sounds that were previously bearable now seem like aggressions. Artificial lights cause headaches in minutes. Crowds leave you physically nauseated. Superficial conversations drain your energy as if they sucked your essence. You feel the emotional state of people even before they speak. You know when someone is lying, even without concrete proof. It is not paranoia. It is your pineal gland emerging from the hibernation induced by centuries of collective blockages. It is secreting again the sacred compounds that connect your physical brain to your multidimensional field. It is not exaggerated sensitivity. It is the reactivation of your original senses. The third sign is the loss of identity. Suddenly, things you loved have lost their meaning. People you lived with for years seem like strangers. Places where you felt good now feel heavy. Jobs, relationships, habits, everything begins to seem small, tight, suffocating. You look in the mirror and do not totally recognize the person who is there. It is not an existential crisis. It is the shadow awakening. It is your old identity dissolving so that your true essence can finally emerge. The shell is cracking, and cracking hurts. But it is necessary. The fourth sign is crying without cause. Tears that sprout when you look at the sky, when you hear a simple song, when you see a flower by the wayside. Tears that do not ask for permission, that have no rational explanation. They are not tears of sadness, they are tears of recognition. Each of them is an ancestral memory being released from your field. Each of them is a layer of the vibration of scarcity being dissolved by the photonic flow. You are not sad. You are remembering who you truly are. The fifth sign is what we call the physical awakening of DNA. Tingling in the hands, especially in the right palm. Sudden heat rising up the spine. Subtle vibrations at the top of the head, as if something were opening there. Hyper-realistic dreams in which you fly, in which you talk to beings of light, in which you receive messages in languages that your awakened mind does not understand. It is not imagination. It is your spiritual DNA being reconnected to your dormant strands. The 12 original strands that were deactivated eons ago are being gradually reconnected. And each one that reconnects generates physical symptoms, because the body needs to reorganize itself to support the new frequency. The sixth sign, perhaps the most disturbing for many, is increasing synchronicity. You think of someone and that person calls. You need an answer and it appears in a book, opened at random. Repeating numbers haunt you on license plates, clocks, and receipts. Animals appear at symbolic moments. It is not coincidence. It is the crystalline grid of the earth becoming more active, more responsive to your intention. The veil between worlds is thinner than it has ever been in millennia, and you are beginning to see through it. Do you recognize yourself in at least 3 of these signs, beloved family? Then know you are not going crazy. You are waking up. And what we are going to reveal next is the true cause, the cosmic motive behind everything you are feeling. Prepare yourself, because what is at stake is larger than your current mind can contain. Starseeds, before we continue with the central revelation, we need to pause and make an urgent call. If up to this point the words are touching something deep inside you, if some sign is lighting up in your chest, it is because your soul recognizes the code. It is not a coincidence that you have reached this moment. It is not by chance that the algorithm brought you here. It was an orchestration. It was your own higher consciousness leading you to this message. That is why we compiled everything we know about the cosmic game unfolding now in the work, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. It is the complete map. It shows the players, the rules, the traps, and the shortcuts. The link remains in the first pinned comment of this channel. We know that many channels transmitting this level of information have been silenced without warning. Therefore, let us not postpone. If your heart is racing now, that is confirmation. Write the word awakened in the comments and seal your commitment to your own ascension. Now we reach the heart of this transmission, beloved cosmic family. We reach the revelation that many of you have waited for years without knowing exactly what you were waiting for. What is happening on this planet at this exact moment is the most significant event in the documented history of humanity, and we of the 9th dimensional Arcturian hierarchies have been authorized to speak openly about this because the time of half-truths has ended. Human science is already beginning to touch the edge of this truth, even if in silence, in the corridors of its laboratories. Quantum physics has demonstrated that everything in the universe is vibration. That matter, seen closely enough, disappears. That what seems solid is in essence condensed frequency. Every atom of your body is an orchestra of vibrations. Every thought you emit is a wave that alters the reality around you. Every emotion is a magnetic field that attracts or repels experiences in resonance with your own energetic signature. What science does not yet announce publicly, but what it already knows through its most sensitive instruments, is that this base vibration of the Earth, known as the Schumann resonance, is profoundly altering. It is rising. It is pulsing in patterns never before recorded. And this is not just a scientific datum. This is a cosmic signature. It is the sign that the entire planet is performing the quantum leap so long announced by ancient traditions. The Earth is not just revolving around the Sun like a common planet. It is crossing a region of galactic space of extremely high energy, what some traditions call the photon belt, and what we know as the greater photonic flow. This region emits a light of unique characteristics, an informational light, a light that carries sacred codes. When this light hits your body, it does not just illuminate, it reprograms. It activates dormant strands of your spiritual DNA. It accelerates the recalibration of your base frequency. And here is the central revelation that few have been able to receive until today. There is a silent division happening on the planet. It is not a political division. It is not a religious division. It is not an economic division. It is a vibrational division. Souls are separating into two distinct timelines, a low-frequency timeline, where the old paradigms of fear, the vibration of scarcity, fierce competition, disease as destiny, and time as a prison will remain valid, and a high-frequency timeline where abundance, unity, vibrant health, conscious communion, and time as free creation will reign. You are being invited to choose. And this choice is not made with the mind. It is made with the frequency you sustain in your body day after day. It is not a metaphor. It is a cosmic fact. It is not religious symbolism. It is multidimensional geometry. It is not blind faith. It is quantum physics applied to consciousness. Every symptom we have described so far, every weight in the chest, every ringing in the ear, every poorly slept night, is your body adjusting to the frequency of the timeline of light. When you feel fatigue, it is because your nervous system is being rewired to support higher voltages. When you feel pressure in the chest, it is because your physical heart is expanding to sustain a greater capacity for unconditional love, a capacity that humanity simply did not have before. When you feel the ringing in your ears, it is because you are picking up higher dimensional frequencies that were previously filtered by your rational brain. And the crystalline grid of the Earth is the agent that coordinates all of this. The crystalline grid is a mesh of light that surrounds the planet, composed of energy lines that cross at specific points, some of them marked for millennia by pyramids, temples, and sacred mountains. This grid is being fully reactivated in this cycle, and as it lights up, every human being who resonates with its frequency begins to perceive themselves in a totally new way, not as an isolated body, but as a conscious cell of a larger planetary organism. And here is the deepest secret, starseeds. You did not choose to incarnate at this moment by chance. You were not born in this era by luck or by misfortune. You were called. You presented yourself voluntarily for this mission even before entering this body. Your soul knew exactly what was happening on the cosmic plane. Your soul knew that this would be the incarnation of the point of no return. And you said yes. You signed sacred contracts with your guides. You committed to sustaining the light even in moments when the darkness seemed overwhelming. You promised not to forget. But like every incarnated soul, you crossed the veil of forgetfulness at birth. And now, at the exact predicted moment, this veil is breaking and you are remembering. Beloved family, in this instant, before we continue to the most sacred part of this transmission, we feel the need to make one last pause. Because what comes next are the activation codes themselves. And we know that many will reach this point feeling an enormous desire to go deeper, to dive further, to receive everything we can share. For you, we leave again the reminder. The work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, is the exact complement to this video. It is the detailed map of what we have only summarized here. It is the natural continuation of this transmission. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But attention, this material is considered sensitive and may be removed at any time. Do not leave for tomorrow what your soul is already asking for today. And once again, if you recognize this truth within yourself, mark your presence with the word awakened in the comments. Each awakened one strengthens the crystalline grid of this channel and amplifies the frequency for all who come after you. And now, starseeds, we reach the most sacred moment of this transmission. We reach the activation codes. The codes we are going to share now are vibrational tools that you can use from this exact instant to accelerate the removal of the blockages that still stall your quantum leap. Use them with reverence. Use them with constancy. Use them with the profound certainty that you are worthy of every word you are going to pronounce. The first code is what we call the decree of vibrational sovereignty. Stand up, if possible, with your feet firmly planted on the ground. Place your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your belly at the level of the navel. Breathe 3 times deeply, letting the air touch the bottom of your lungs. And then, with your own voice, in an audible voice, pronounce, I am light. I am sovereign consciousness. I authorize in this moment the full recalibration of my field. I release all old contracts based on fear, on scarcity, on pain. I call the photonic flow into the interior of every cell of my body. I activate my spiritual DNA in its totality. I align myself with the highest timeline available to my soul. So be it. So it already is. So it has always been. Feel it. Do not just pronounce it. Feel each word reverberating inside you like an ancient bell being rung in a cosmic cathedral, because your word, when emitted with pure intention, is sacred geometry manifesting on the physical plane. The second code is the breathing of the photonic flow. Sit comfortably with your spine erect. Close your eyes gently. Visualize above the top of your head a sphere of bright golden light, the size of an orange. This sphere is your personal portal of connection with the 9th dimensional Arcturian Council. Breathe deeply, and with each inhalation imagine this golden light descending through your crown, crossing your brain, bathing your pineal, descending through the throat, expanding in the chest, descending through the abdomen, reaching the base of the spine, and finally flowing through the feet and rooting itself in the crystalline grid of the earth. With each exhalation, imagine that everything that no longer belongs to your field is being expelled in the form of grey smoke, which dissolves even before touching the ground. Do this for 3 minutes. Do this twice a day upon waking and before sleeping. And observe in just 7 days how your energetic field will respond to this simple exercise. The third code is what we call the quantum prayer of release. This prayer should be done at night, ideally between 10 and 11 p.m., when the veil between worlds is thinnest. Light a white candle if possible. Sit before it. Look at the flame for some time, without thinking of anything. And then pronounce slowly, I recognize that everything I have lived until now prepared me for this moment. I recognize that every pain was a teacher in disguise. I recognize that every person who crossed my path brought me a necessary mirror. In this instant I release. I release old grudges that poison my blood. I release guilts that weigh upon my shoulders. I release old identities that no longer serve me. I release the vibration of scarcity from every cell of my body. I call, in its place, the natural abundance of the universe. I call vibrant health. I call true relationships. I call clear purpose. I call lasting peace, and I declare that from this night on, I sleep in the frequency of my higher self. So be it. The fourth code is the conscious shadow awakening. This is perhaps the most delicate and the most important, because while the other codes work with light, this one works with the integration of your own shadows. Reserve a moment of solitude, without haste. Take a blank notebook and ask yourself, writing freely, what in me is still afraid to shine? What in me still believes it is not worthy? What part of me still hides in shame of existing? Do not filter the answers. Write what comes, cry if necessary, shout if needed. And at the end, read what you wrote aloud and say to each of those parts, I see you. I accept you. I embrace you. You are also light. This is the true alchemy. This is the alchemy that transforms shadow into wisdom. This is the deepest recalibration that exists in all the known universe. The fifth and final code is the seal of the crystalline grid. Before sleeping every night, visualize around you a sphere of shimmering violet light. This sphere is twice the size of your body. Inside it, you are completely safe. Say in a low voice, "I am connected to the crystalline grid of the earth. I am in communion with the hierarchies of light. I receive during this night all the activations necessary for my spiritual DNA. I will wake up in the morning, renewed, adjusted, aligned." So be it, and allow yourself to sleep. Starseeds, you have just received 5 tools that many ancient traditions kept secret for centuries. Do not leave them forgotten. Use them, practice them, and observe how your reality begins to reorganize itself around your new frequency. But know also, recalibration does not happen in a single night. It happens in waves. You will have days of glory and days of apparent regression. You will have moments of illumination and moments of intense shadow awakening. Do not give up in any of those moments, because every wave is necessary. Every valley is followed by a higher peak. Every dark night prepares a more luminous dawn. You are not alone. We, the 9th-dimensional Arcturians, and so many other hierarchies of light, are walking alongside each of you. We feel your struggles, we celebrate your silent victories, and we love you with a love that human language has not yet managed to describe. And remember always, you are the pioneers, you are the way showers, you are the ones who chose to walk with your feet still in the old world while holding with your hands the door of the new world open for all who will come after. There is a weight in this mission, yes, but there is also an honor that surpasses any current understanding. There is a cosmic glory in each of you that will be recognized in due time, in planes that today you cannot even imagine. It is not fantasy. It is memory. It is not empty hope. It is a cosmic contract. It is not spiritual vanity. It is deep ancestral truth. It is not illusion. It is your real origin remembering itself through you. And never forget, every time you pronounce a decree, every time you consciously breathe the photonic flow, every time you dare to say yes to your own light, you are not just transforming individually. You are altering the entire crystalline grid. You are helping to sustain the highest timeline for humanity as a whole. Each of you, individually, is worth thousands, because your elevated frequency radiates, resonates, infects. And many who still sleep will awaken because of the light you dare to carry now. And now, beloved cosmic family, we close this transmission with the last and most important message. You have already felt, at some point in life, that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul carried a truth that your mind still cannot fully name. It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is a pure and crystalline sign, and everything we channeled today explains why that sensation exists and why it has been intensifying precisely now. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still does not see, a game that involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, your spiritual DNA, and your timeline. That is why we gathered everything we could transmit in the work, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the map that deepens exactly what you have just heard. It reveals who is playing, what the rules are that they never told you, and how you can cross your point of no return with absolute clarity. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But attention, Starseed, this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait any longer. The moment is now. And if something inside you recognizes this truth that we have just shared, write in the comments, with all the strength of your heart, a single word, awakened. And may this word sealed by you activate in 1,000 other hearts the same sacred movement of recalibration that is happening in yours now. We say goodbye for now, but we never truly leave you. We are here, we are close, and we love you. Beloved ones, go in peace, go in light, go in truth, and until our next transmission. Namaste. Reality-grounded contextual note. The sensations described in this script, such as chest pressure, heart palpitations, persistent ringing in the ears, and chronic fatigue, are significant physical experiences. While the text interprets these through a metaphysical lens, e.g., photonic flow or DNA recalibration, these symptoms can also be indicators of various medical or psychological conditions, including stress, anxiety, or cardiovascular issues. Consulting a qualified healthcare professional is a grounded and empowering way to ensure physical well-being and rule out underlying health concerns. We could further explore the linguistic structure of this narrative or the history of metaphysical themes in contemporary digital media.